I am Dana Malcolm. This is your Top Stories Morning Edition for Thursday, April 11th, 2024. Coming up, it is the news that matters most.
Get armed with an alarm system from Spence Security. What if you didn't wait until your home was invaded, your family threatened, or left to the mercy of a gun-carrying intruder? What if you didn't wait for someone to enter your business and put your staff and customers at risk? And what if you made your home less attractive to burglaries and trespassers? With alarm systems starting at $499.99, Spence Security can get you armed with cameras, panic buttons, emergency notifications, and best of all, Spence Security installs low monthly monitoring from $79.99 when you sign up for 1 year. Conditions apply, so contact Spence Security today. Dependable, professional, service you can trust. That's Spence Security.
It is official. The National Health Insurance Board and the National Insurance Board have signed the Memorandum of Understanding that will facilitate the National Insurance Shared Services, or the NISS project. The MOU was signed in a ceremony Wednesday morning in the presence of government officials and executives from each agency. The three-part NISS project will start with registration changes, allowing residents to register for both the NIB and NHIB in a single setting. Then it progresses to a shared database, allowing residents to make payments to both entities from either office, and finally, a single shared office space. The bill allowing the merger was passed into law in November 2023, leaving it up to the two agencies to sign the MOU and finalize the joint process. The Health Ministry is planning the purchase of a mobile clinic to serve the Blue Hills community, even as their clinic is upgraded. That news came from representatives of the MOHHS on Monday as they sat before the Appropriations Committee. Also in their budget, over $600,000 for ambulances. They're attempting to replace the entire fleet across the country with that allocation, a necessary expenditure, the ministry says, as the fleet is to be rotated out every 5 years. Magnetic Media is your news leader. See us on Facebook at Magnetic Media Fan Page.
National Consultation begins this week on the establishment of an independent utilities regulator for the Turks and Caicos Islands, and the process needs you. The public is invited to its special session on Thursday, April 11th, with meeting from 6 to 9 p.m. It's being held at the Palms Resort. There is also a business sector meeting on Wednesday, April 10th from 6 to 9 p.m., also at the Palms Resort. Refreshments will be served. The Energy and Utilities Department of the TCI invites you to learn about the policy and join in the consultation.
The Provo Water Company on Tuesday provided on-site updates of the 3 projects that will remove the need for water restrictions in Providenciales. Our news team saw photos of the in-ground work ongoing to install a new city water transmission main line from the TWC production plant. That line will run from June Plum to Leeward Highway, extending from the Long Bay Hills Drive junction to the roundabout near Crackpot Kitchen. It means increased water supply and will be completed next month. Also ongoing, the upgrading of water fittings at major junctions. This will help more water flow into the Susie Turn tank to supply the high demand it is facing. That's to be finished in September. The measure, though, that will likely be felt with the most immediacy is the reallocation of a brand new tank, initially bought to enhance a future project. The addition of this 1.5 million gallon tank located in the industrial park area will help replenish Susie Turn faster and mitigate supply issues, meeting the water supply needs in the northern and southwestern areas of Providenciales. The power of attraction. Magnetic Media.
There is simply nowhere else in the Turks and Caicos Islands that you can find such a wholesome variety of your favorite fresh foods. There is simply nowhere else in the Turks and Caicos Islands that you can find such outstanding service. And there is simply nowhere else in the TCI to answer your every food craving in a chic, comfortable, centrally located store. That's a place you can trust. Number 1 is Graceway IGA. Fresh, service, trust for over 20 years.
The National Audit Office of the Turks and Caicos is being funded with a $2.2 million budget allocation this year. That is according to the draft budget presented by Washington Mizik, TCI Premier, and Finance Minister. Usually listed under the Office of the Governor in the Turks and Caicos, the Audit Office was listed as a department on its own this year with an almost triplicate increase in funding, up from the $550,000 budgeted last financial year. In the UK, the National Audit Office acts as the country's public spending watchdog, making sure taxpayers' money is being spent as it should be. The Turks and Caicos' Department of Disaster Management and Emergencies, DDME, is joining its voice to the chorus of forecasters warning that this year could be a record season for hurricanes in the Atlantic. In an April 9th press release, the DDME highlighted the forecast from the Colorado State University, which is predicting 23 storms, 11 hurricanes, and 5 major hurricanes, maintaining that CSU has never predicted over 19 storms before. With this forecast, the DDME is encouraging residents to commence their individual and family preparations, as the CSU has predicted an increased level of hurricanes that can potentially impact our region. They say it is now time to inspect homes and make any necessary repairs, as well as update family plans and insurance policies. For weather in the Turks and Caicos Islands today, we will have partly cloudy skies with a high at 82 degrees Fahrenheit for tonight, partly cloudy with a low at 77 degrees Fahrenheit. That is it for this edition of the news. Top Stories in 5 is a Magnetic Media production. Thank you for joining us.